Alright, we are back in Unity and we're going to do the last part of the puzzle before adding animations to it. So this part involves us doing the secret code which we got to last time. So last time we had you go into a trigger area and this shows up, press E to interact. When we did press E, we had this section open up where we could get control of our cursor again, this little button to exit back to here shows up, and of course this section for an answer. Now down here it says that our secret code is green, but when we enter green, nothing happens yet. So we're going to add that now. So if we have a look back at the actual code, what we've got is a pretty simple setup on trigger stay, so it's making sure that something's inside of our trigger area. If that thing is the player, then check. If they press E, show the correct canvas. Else if they press escape, and we could put this as an else if, it doesn't particularly matter, exit button is called, which is down here, which closes all of our canvases, allows us to move, and hides our cursor again. Now if we quickly just add a public void update capital U. Oh, auto added all that stuff for me. So this is going to be called constantly. Now, we know that the only way they can access that text box to enter is if they go through all this stuff here. So there's no way they can access the text box unless they do that. So if we simply check if the text box, which we called user input text up here, has a text value that is equal to our secret code. If it does, then right now we're just going to do another debug.log, and this log is just going to say the secret code is correct, exclamation point. Alright, so now let's jump back into Unity. Alright, so we're back in Unity, and let's play. Alright, so in game we'll walk up, we get the first prompt down in our console that says player is by the bench. We'll press E to trigger this to come up, and we'll enter the secret code, which we can see down the bottom here is the word green. Green. And we notice it's constantly being called and constantly telling us that the secret code is correct. Now this might be fine for our game. It really depends how we go and code the next part. But what I'm going to do personally is I'm going to only say the secret code is right once. So I'll stop this and go back to the code. So the easiest way to do this is just to make a public boolean, and we're going to set its value, give it a name of secret code entered, and I'm going to set it to false, so the secret code is not yet entered. Secret code is not yet entered. And the only thing we need to do is say that if they inputs all the correct credentials, then we can simply say and just double check that secret code entered is equal to false at the time, equals to false at the time, then say the secret code is right, and because the secret code is correct, we can change secret code entered to true. So there's a few more things that we probably want to do at this point. A few of them will be hiding these canvas prompts here. So e prompt canvas dot enabled is going to be false, because we don't need to be able to interact with this bench again. If you do, then we might want to re-enable that one. And of course our puzzle canvas dot enabled is going to equal false also if I spelled enabled correctly. Alright. And the last thing I need to do in the script is also check on trigger stay, because remember this is updating constantly too. I'm going to check that the secret code entered value is false here also. So if this, oh, there we go, secret code entered is false, then they won't be able to press E or press escape to have these functions here happen. Alright, so this will set everything back to sort of the default, hiding everything and making us able to move and giving us the cursor hidden as well. Now, I want a similar sort of thing, if the secret code is right, to happen with the prompts as well. I only want the prompts to be showing up if it is the case that the secret code has been not entered yet. So I'm going to make a reference to this variable here in a completely different script, the secret code entered boolean. I'll do that by just declaring firstly a public, and this is going to be the name of the script that I want to look into, and that is the show puzzle script, named up here. This is going to be, I'm just going to call it my puzzle script, and this is just a reference to this thing here. So this will allow me to access anything inside of here that's publicly available, and we'll notice that it is publicly available content this here. So, in the case that something has entered the trigger area, it is tagged as a player, and this is where we're getting a bit tricky, the puzzle script, the reference to the show puzzle script, and this is all the publicly available data that I can access there. I've got the user input text, a bunch of other methods, all the other variables, but I want to access the secret code entered, which is the boolean, equals false. So this is only going to take effect if the player enters the trigger area and the puzzle script's secret code boolean is still false, which we know is changed once I get the puzzle right. I'm going to do the same with the leave as well, although this won't really happen. It'll stop the debug at least. And puzzle script dot secret code entered boolean equals false. Alright, so we're back in Unity, and we just need to say where this little puzzle script is coming from in our show prompt script. We need a reference. Well, we reference it, but we don't say where it is. So if we click on this little dot, it'll show all the places that the script show puzzle exists. It exists in two places: on our bench trigger, this object right here, this green box, and it also exists in our exit button to allow it to access the method that we've made in it. So we'll select bench trigger, and now we can go ahead and play the game. Should be able to see everything working. Okay, so I'll walk up to the bench, press E to interact, enter the secret code, which is still green. It'll disable it. Now I can go up as many times as I want, pressing E, pressing escape, and I cannot re-access it. Next part will be adding the animations here on this door, so that will play when we successfully enter the code.